Donald Trump is urging federal appeals court to grant him immunity from criminal prosecution in the federal election subversion case. They say they are still searching for at least one suspect and piece together, you guys, what exactly happened around 1 o'clock this morning. Firefighters now working to figure out why a house in Barrow County was destroyed by a fire. County officials saying 3 people were killed, 3 more were injured. I'm Rachel Aragon outside the Fulton County Courthouse, where the attorney for rapper Young Thug was hoping to play the 2014 music video Lifestyle for the jury. They believe lightning may have caused this fire that happened yesterday evening. I want to give you a better look at what is left behind. At 7:30 last night, that is when crews arrived, and when they did, this entire roof was completely up in flames. And speaking of baseball, it's about to get a big boost at Kennesaw State University. The school just approved a $12 million renovation plan for Stillwell Stadium. Cobb County Police certainly want to stress there is no public threat. They also add several people were taken into custody. Deputies found the car they used to escape from the Bibb County Jail on Monday. Sheriff shared this photo on social media, saying the car was found at a biomat in Macon. One of the jurors is moving out of Fulton County. Her new lease, in fact, starts very soon. That is why the judge overseeing this trial wants to make a decision by tomorrow to decide whether or not she will stay or be dismissed. This right here, one of several middle schools where students had to shelter in place for hours because drivers could not get by this. Debris, of course, coming from those storms and tornadoes we know sweeping across metro Atlanta. People against the controversial planned public safety training center in DeKalb County say police raided their campsite. Meteorologist Courtney Tukabazi is back from clearly a wonderful week and honeymoon from her wedding, and now you have to be back here at work. I'm so sorry about that. It's kind of from a high to a low.
It was a huge blaze. There was a lot going on last night.
This house fire along Cameron M. Alexander Boulevard was not the only battle Atlanta firefighters faced Thursday night.
Over here saying that possibly one of the fire vehicles was stolen.
A battalion truck, similar to the one seen in this picture, though not this exact one, stolen as crews worked to put out the blaze.
You advised one of the fire engines was taken?
Hey man, he's advising it was probably a battalion car. Said it was a pickup truck.
Police say after a witness alerted firefighters someone had just stolen their fire vehicle, a citywide lookout was placed on the truck.
Which is crazy. Was not expecting to hear that.
While the battalion truck was located abandoned about a half a mile away, those who live nearby still shocked someone would snatch a fire vehicle from those protecting their neighborhood.
I mean, who would steal a fire truck? They are our first responders. They're here to protect us and to keep us safe. And in the midst of that, somebody would steal their equipment. That's just downright disgusting.
Why don't you press down a little bit?
Every weekday in Duluth, just before noon, a few dozen seniors gather to read, write, and reunite with close friends. One of those seniors, 84-year-old Barbara Albrecht.
Finding a place like Peachtree Christian Health was a godsend because we didn't know what we were going to do.
Peachtree Christian Health opened in 2019. A vast majority of those they serve have some level of memory loss.
You can't cure Alzheimer's, unfortunately, but maybe it'll help it so where it won't be where she deteriorates as fast.
Caregivers like Jennifer say it's this kind of care that's made all the difference for her mom and fellow caregivers.
The respite for me and for other caregivers is what really is important.
I'll have a chance to sit and just kind of relax my mind because I needed it time.
Nadine Rouser says that may change for her and her husband, Vietnam veteran Preston Rouser.
I haven't told him. Can't tell him that yet.
Due to financial hardship, the nonprofit is slated to close late December.
I'm not ready to say to him, you're not going to have a place to go as of December the 21st. I'm not there yet.
But there's still hope. Caregivers, along with the center, now hoping for a Christmas miracle, trying to raise funds and raise enrollment to keep these doors open long after the holidays.
That's why we're just hoping that people can help us out so that we can keep this facility open, because it would just, I don't even know what we would do.
We're back on the record.
The big question in the historically long YSL trial, what happens if Judge Ural Glanville is removed?
What happens to the entirety of the case, and since he didn't recuse before?
The case can move in many directions since it's currently on hold until a judge rules on whether to recuse Judge Glanville.
We've gamed everything out. We know what we're going to do based on all the options that could happen.
Defense attorney Doug Weinstein, who represents co-defendant Diamante Kendrick, says there's no telling when a jury could be back in the courtroom. Right now, the case could be the hands of several judges.
You've got the initial judge who's going to decide whether Chief Judge Glanville should be recused. And then you've got the judge that comes in to replace Chief Judge Glanville. And then that judge will decide, what do I do now? Do I just sub in and continue? Is there a mistrial? What do we do?
While Weinstein has filed one of the motions to recuse Judge Glanville,
I attempted to, for example, put a clock on the prosecution, limit the number of witnesses.
He also filed other motions to speed up the trial that's dragged on for months.
They should have had bond the entirety of the time.
Several YSL defense attorneys say if Judge Glanville is recused, they would request their clients be released on bond. But what about the jurors who've been sitting in the courtroom for about 7 months and now in limbo?
Who wouldn't feel sorry for these poor jurors who've been yanked in and out of court?